will be taking place on November 24th and 25th in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. This is only the second time the IPL auction will be held overseas, with last year's auction taking place in Dubai. And let me tell you, this is going to be a big one. The 2025 auction is a mega auction. Every 3 years, the franchisee hit the reset button and have to rebuild their squads with just a handful of players retained. So, what's at stake this time? Teams were allowed to retain only 6 players, so a lot of new faces will be entering the league. And to make things even more exciting, we have 2 marquee sets of players up for grabs at the start. Let's take a look at some of the biggest names going under the hammer. In the first marquee set, we have powerhouses like Jos Buttler, Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant, Kagiso Rabada, Arshdeep Singh and Mitchell Starc. Expect fierce bidding wars for these top names. And in the second marquee set, it's no less exciting. Yuzvendra Chahal, Liam Livingston, David Miller, KL Rahul, Mohammad Shami and Mohammad Siraj will all be in demand. These players have proven themselves time and again and they are sure to attract some serious bids. Those are some big names, but of course, it's not just about the marquee players. The IPL auction is also about finding those hidden gems, those uncapped players who could turn into the next big star. Among the uncapped players, one name that has already caught everyone's attention is 13-year-old Vaibhav Suryavanshi from Bihar. This young cricketer is making waves and he's got a base price of 30 lakh. Imagine the bidding fever when his name is called out. I think the teams are really going to be scouting talent across all levels. It's going to be a huge day. This year, 574 players will go under the hammer, with 366 Indian players and 208 overseas stars. And of course, the bidding process will be divided into different phases, starting with the marquee sets, followed by capped players and then the uncapped players. After that, we go into an accelerated phase where teams will try to grab those last-minute picks.
All right, welcome to a very, very special, what do we call it, mate? Watch party.
Yes, watch along.
It doesn't seem like a party at this point, but trust you me, this is going to get a little bigger. I'm Rupa Ramani. I'm the sports editor with First Post.
And I'm Vineet Ramakrishnan, sports editor with News 18.
And we're kind of getting a bit of a, we'll get you through the day to take you through whatever is happening, the buzz around the auctions. I know we're not in Jeddah, but it's going to feel like we are. And joining us right at the start of this very, very special coverage that we're bringing to you is someone very, very special as well. He's coming to us right from it's morning where he is. Former England cricketer Monty Panesar is joining us over to sort of kickstart proceedings right here. Thank you so much, Monty. It's a pleasure as always, and I know you're itching probably to have been part of that auction there.
Absolutely. I think it's super exciting for all the players who are involved. I think there's about 38 English players, over 500 players involved in this. It's going to be unbelievable. Like, people are already talking about it here. We had the Premier League football yesterday. They're not talking about that. They're talking about the IPL auction, because everyone, even some of the Premier League footballers, like, they even kind of message me. They go like, who are going to be the big players that are going to go there? And I'm just like, well, you never know. James Anderson could be one of them. There could be, a few of the other guys. The likes of, Jofra Archer may come back, and it's just so exciting. Like, everyone is just talking about the IPL auction here, I'm sure, across the world. And who is going to be, who's going to be the richest guy? Everyone's talking about Rishabh Pant. Could he get 30 crore, 25 crore? It is super exciting. Can't wait to all unfold tomorrow.
Go for it.
Yeah. So, Monty, you talked about Jos Buttler, you talked about Jofra Archer. Again, James Anderson, you also mentioned. He's not played a T20, since 2014. I mean, how do you see, him being in the part of this auction, and how will the teams will really look at him? For me, it's kind of this thing where you're not actually getting a bowler, you're actually getting a super mentor also there. So who do you think, those are the teams which would, look for that kind of skill set with James Anderson to have?
Absolutely. The key word you said there, a super mentor. I think that's where the IPL teams are going to be looking at. They're going to be assessing their backroom staff. They'll be thinking, right, where does James Anderson fit as the coaching? That's the first question they are going to be asking themselves. The second is going to be, there'll be maybe some few venues where they can probably get him to play, or if there's an injury or whatever, or maybe even start him, with the new ball. And I think places where they'll be looking for, we've seen like Chennai Super Kings. They always go for some of the senior players. They always have a bit of a backroom staff where they like that mentor, player role. and he could obviously help MS Dhoni there as well. Then another place I reckon could be Mumbai Indians as well. You know, Mumbai Indians is a place where I think Jasprit Bumrah could benefit with James Anderson being there. I think Mumbai Indians may have Trent Bolt coming in, and they've got youngsters, young seamers in the Mumbai Indian team as well, where James Anderson could play that vital role. But I think the keys is that whichever coaches, whichever owners looks at James Anderson, the first thing that they're going to think about is the mentor, is the mentoring role. Where does he fit in our coaching group? And then the second bit will be the playing role.
Monty, also the question, I mean, looking at CSK, you obviously are fitting Anderson into that daddy's army mold. That's going to be exciting as well if that really translates. But I have to ask you about a few other players. We did sort of briefly mention Jofra Archer as well there. A little bit of a dibbly dobbly that happened there. I mean, he was in the auction and then went out and then went back in. Obviously, we've not seen him in the force that we should in IPL, but what can you expect from someone like Jofra Archer?
Yeah, well, Jofra Archer, everyone kind of like ECB were thinking, happy days, he's not going to be going in the IPL, and it was a huge embarrassment for them. A massive U-turn for Jofra Archer. He wants to be part of the IPL. You can see how desperate so many players around the world. The one league that everybody wants to be involved with is the IPL. It is like the Champions League of football. That's where everybody wants to be, because that's where, the big superstars, the big players, the coaches, even the media guys all want to be part of, because that's where we see the super talent that comes from cricket, and then it goes around all the other leagues. So going back to Jofra Archer, I would think the big question mark will be, can he stay fit for 3 years? If we go for a massive bid for Jofra, even at 2 crores, is it worth the punt? And I reckon he may not go for a big money. Last time he went for 8 crore and with Mumbai Indians, and they didn't really get much out of him. He was pretty much injured most of the time there. He had a fantastic record before then with Rajasthan Royals. Did really well in 2020. Was the MVP. That's the question marks will be going through a coach's mind, owner's mind, even a captain's mind. Can he reproduce that performance? And should we go for a massive bid for him? And the injury, can he stay fit? And I don't think he'll go for a big price, to be honest. I think on the second day, he'll probably get picked up by one of the other teams where they think, right, where does Jofra Archer fit? We want the fit bowler for 3 years. And with Jofra, 2-3 crore, I reckon that's a good little punt.
Also, the other, I have to sort of definitely ask you about one England cricketer who I know, everyone's going to clamour for. In fact, I was part of this mock auction that R. Ashwin had done a while back, and there was such a beeline towards Jos Buttler. How big a factor would that be? I mean, Rajasthan Royals, yes, they couldn't really hold on to someone like Jos. Unfortunate that you can't really have it all. But Jos Buttler, what a beeline it'll be for him, Monty.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Jos Buttler is a player who's over the last 4 or 5 months wasn't playing. It's fully fit now, and he performed really well against the West Indies. He's done well in this, obviously, the Abu Dhabi T10 League right now. He's in great form, so I reckon he could be going for that 20 crore price, which I think now where the big players are looking for. So I reckon Rishabh Pant is one of them. But Jos Buttler, for sure, there'll be a lot of teams out there for him. He could possibly go to Chennai Super Kings. The Punjab is another one. They've got over 110 crore. They're going to basically build a new team. They may even, his captaincy record isn't great. He may even go there. They've got the money for that. RCB could be a possibility. Obviously, Rajasthan Royals, they would want him back because he's a good asset for them. But yeah, he could be that first Englishman who beats Sam Curran from 18 crore and crosses a 20 crore line.
Absolutely. Monty, also you talked about briefly Rishabh Pant, KL Rahul. I mean, this IPL auction seems to be, it's not just one person who's going to break the bank. It seems to be multiple talents who probably are going to go over that 20-25 crore bracket. And even somebody like a Jos Buttler, as you mentioned, who do you think is going to be, going to be absolutely bonkers when it comes to that price tag? If one name that you want to, pick.
Yeah, look, I think everyone's talking about Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant is the biggest name, right, at the moment that they're all going to go for. And teams are going to be thinking about, we're going to give him the captaincy role. He's going to be with us with maybe 3 to 5 year plan. And a positive, I reckon there's only 2 places where he's going to go. Everyone's talking about Punjab Kings because they've got the money to spend and they're going to rebuild a new team. And I think, Rishabh Pant going there, then he kind of picks his team around that. It could be a good role for him because he may even become a future test captain, and that could be where he could be eyeing up, right? I want to maybe have a fresh start at Punjab Kings, maybe be a captain there, build my captain credentials, then one day I can maybe become the test captain for India. And I think that could be a right fit. And the other one could be RCB, RCB with 83 crore they've got in their disposal. They could be going for him as well. And possible, like a replacement for Virat Kohli as a captain for their franchise. But yeah, he's the big name in town, which everyone's going to be going for. But I think the surprising one after that, I think it's going to be Liam Livingstone. I think Liam Livingstone is another one who, he's a good spin bowler, whacks big sixes. He actually showed good leadership skills when he went during the T20 against the West Indies. Did really well there. So I reckon there'll be a lot of owners, coaches kind of like thinking, right, where does he fit in for us? And there's only one place that turns, and it turns square, and that is Chennai. I reckon Chennai Super Kings would be going for him, and I reckon they'll go to 25 to 30 crores because he's the guy for the next 3 years. He's an impact player. He can bowl off spin, bowl leg spin. He can bat at any position. So I reckon Chennai Super Kings is the place where MS Dhoni will be thinking, I want Liam Livingstone. I don't care what the price is. Bring him here.
Monty, I have to obviously have to ask you how, when you're looking at the 10 franchises, you've got a few franchises who kind of have that 40 crore, 50 crore to spend, and then you have a team like a franchise like Punjab that has 100 who can play party pooper over there. What dynamics? How do you see this auction playing out from the fiscal, the money perspective? Which team is best placed, according to you, monetarily to kind of go there and build a squad from who they've already retained?
Yeah, look, for me, I think it's, a Hyderabad, really. Sunrisers Hyderabad are the team that are probably batting-wise are the strongest. Yeah. Got a very strong batting lineup. They probably don't need to get, too many players in their sort of in their lineup, but they may just go for a really big one, and, possibly looking for an all-rounder like Sam Curran, maybe. He's not available at the moment, and he's, really good on them slow, low wickets in Hyderabad. I think he would be really very well suited. But then, we have to obviously look at Delhi Capitals as well. Delhi Capitals is a team which I think, they with their new sort of Badani as their head coach, I reckon he'll have a real good eye on some of these overseas players, obviously some youngsters as well. The Indian uncapped players, where he probably want in his team as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that note, let's bring in Jamie Alter as well, from a journalist and part of Cricket Next as well. Jamie, it's a great starting point where Monty is talking about in terms of how the teams are stacking up. It's quite interesting, like this season you have this list of 2 marquee players, which in a way kind of evens out things for the teams who have the bigger purse, who have the lesser purse. Just your thoughts, start off with in terms of the marquee player list. That is going to be 1 hour of absolute bidding wars.
Absolutely. Hi, Vineet, Rupa, Monty, good to be here. Absolutely. I mean, the moment we start to track these developments, months ahead, who's going to make the marquee list, you just know, because not just because the base price, like Monty was just saying, we just discussed a few names, and I'm sure before I logged on, you discussed even more names. This is almost like the cream of international cricket, not just T20 cricket. You have names like Jos Buttler. One time he was a test player, he's been part of one-day World Cup winning squads and T20 winning squads. And it doesn't sort of seem to affect the franchises in regards to the marquee player pool, whether someone has not scored runs for 2-3 months. Jos Buttler, Monty will know the exact dates, I'm sure. But Butler's been away for a long time. Liam Livingstone has been up and down. Rabada has been, carefully managed by Cricket South Africa. But these names are so big. And, Rishabh Pant, I saw that tweet from Irfan Pathan a few days ago, we could be in for, a plus 25 crore splurge. So it's just, and I get that's where the auction always starts. We sort of, all of us who sit in studios for hours and hours, by the time the second day comes, we're spent, but a lot of our attention does go to that first marquee set. And even historically, ever since the IPL has begun, the majority of those marquee players, give or take a few who I won't take names here, but they've gone for 16 odd crores and the returns have never stacked up. But a majority of them have given you that proverbial, bang for the buck. So let's get this circus started. I can't wait.
Yeah, and just for anyone who's sort of joining in, just to tell you what that marquee list looks like. The first set has Jos Buttler, Shreyas Iyer. Of course, we don't know which order they will appear in, as we know. The lots pick up. Jos Buttler, who just scored 50 out of 13 in a T10 league just some days ago. I got one of the teammates messaging me saying that was a fiery innings. So everyone, all of them kind of coming in hot. Shreyas Iyer, a lot to prove there for him. Rishabh Pant, Kagiso Rabada, Arshdeep Singh, Mitchell Stark, Yuzvendra Chahal. That's M2 there. Liam Livingston, David Miller, KL Rahul, Mohammad Shami, a lot of clamour for him too.
It's stacked.
Mohammad Siraj, that's your marquee list. And you know what I love about this though, and I want to go to Monty and I want Jamie to weigh in as well after Vineet. I love the fact that bowlers getting that much more interest, even a little more than a lot of the batters, because we always talk about a heavily stacked batting interest where all of them going to clamour for the big hitting prowess, but the bowlers, I'm just waiting for Yuzvendra Chahal and how much interest that's going to have.
Just before Monty, come in, just one line. I am a bowler, and for me, bowlers win you matches, batters set you the wins, but it is the bowlers actually win you the matches. Monty, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm loving the fact that the bowlers are dominating, the IPL market, and their price tags are going up. And from a spinner's point of view, I'd love to see a spinner on top of that list. I know fast bowlers are a massive commodity in the IPL, and we see the likes of Mitchell Stark, Pat Cummins. So you can see when you spent 20 crores last year, you got your money's worth. And I think now with the spinners as well, Ravindra Chahal, he will go for big money because he's a proven match winner in the IPL, and there'll be a lot of people out for him. And I hope he crosses that 20 crore line as well. It'd be good for the spinners, that finally there's a spinner there who is competing with the fast bowlers as well.
Yeah, I see Jamie's eyebrows going, oh, really? No, but just to sort of, get everyone interested, we can see all of them gather about, we can see all the teams kind of at the tables, all readying. Ashish Nehra looking at papers. I don't think he ever did that. He doesn't need any papers. We all know that Gujarat Titans head coach, mentor and such.
There, yeah.
Stephen Fleming there
the usual suspects.
usual suspects. The stage looks amazing. But yes, we're sort of excited as well.
We are very much excited. Yep. Of course, after the what we saw transpire in the morning here at the BGT, now it's kind of that was kind of an appetizer. Now it's the full course meal here. But Jamie, we were discussing in terms of how things can change and how these play, the strategies for the auctions would be there. Punjab Kings and RCB go into this auction with the biggest purse. Do you think that first ever it is going to be Punjab and RCB going at each other and others being a bit frugal?
I would assume Punjab. They've laid off pretty much everyone. They've just kept two uncapped players who, with all due respect, yes, they had that one good season, but they're still sort of untested when it comes to the IPL number. But again, Vineet knows very well my views on Punjab Kings. You can change the name, you can change everything you want. Somehow they'll find a way to just bungle up. Rare is an IPL season where on paper that Punjab franchise, I'm going back to the Yuvraj and Sean Marsh days, I'm going back to the Mahela Jayawardene, Sangakkara days. Somehow they just find a way to, you wasted a fantastic talent like KL Rahul there. And now we read even some comments about certain players who have been there recently saying we would not even go back there. So, from a skeptic, all the best to Punjab Kings and their management to do what they want to do. But I think it's RCB are the ones which are actually going to be more fun to watch. Just because they're like the Pakistan team, they can be brilliant and banal on the same day. And I think the fact that, Virat Kohli is there, they've laid off some big names. A lot of buzz about will KL Rahul go back. KL Rahul has said, I love to go back to the Chinnaswamy. I'm a Bangalore boy. So between the two, Vineet, I would be more keen. It's a fact. I'm going to be watching Bangalore way more than Punjab.
I'll also be watching Bangalore way more than Punjab only because of DK. If DK is at that table and the fidgety DK that he is, Dinesh Karthik, that's going to be an interesting table to watch. But Monty, do jump in. Punjab, Project Ponting. Why can't Project Ponting really take off? Maybe that's what Punjab needed.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I think that's where a lot of people will be looking at. It's not Punjab. It's not at the owners, at Ricky Ponting. Like you said, Project Ponting. You know, that's what is Punjab is going to be all about. That's why he's been drafted in. Is to restart Punjab King again, build a new team, and there could be probably, if they get it right, if they get their buy, if they get potentially, pick up some really big names, and they be strategic in their thinking, they could be end up being one of the strongest squads. They've got the potential to do that, but it's up to Ponting. It's up to his strategic thinking. I reckon they'll try and bring back the left arm Sardar. You know, they want him back in Punjab as well. Arshdeep Singh, he'll be another one. Liam Livingston again. They'll probably try and get him as well, because you can see the impact that he is able to have as well. But I think the real key for them is they need a good captain. Who is going to be their leader for the next 3 years? That's where they kind of found it a lot difficult. Leadership's the key. In the IPL, the teams that do most well and they win consistently, Rohit Sharma, Gautam Gambhir, MS Dhoni, they've won the IPL many times because the leadership was good. That's what Punjab needs now, a good leader.
Word going around, Ponting's very keen on Steve Smith to captain Project Ponting. Would Rishabh Pant be okay playing? Maybe he is. That's another sort of
Project Ponting and Project Pant maybe rhymes better than Steve Smith, but then again, yeah.
You never know.
You
But maybe Pant wants to focus on his batting after coming back and then sort of let the captaincy lead its way. But
Of course.
we have a lot of people joining us across
Yes,
from
so
various cities.
Purnima Murli from Chennai is joining us. Sudat, I think it's Sudat. I think Sudat is joining from Bangalore. Hi, Sudat. So yeah, we've been talking about RCB a lot, and what's the buzz around there? I mean, I suppose you are there at an academy, and RCB always gives you very divided opinions there. So what's the buzz there for the IPL auction?
The one buzz is everyone is expecting KL Rahul to come back home. That's
lot of
the
young
buzz
talent,
for the past few days.
local talents,
It's especially gone up after KL Rahul himself said that he would wish to come back to Bangalore. He expressed that wish. So yes, there's a lot of buzz around Bengaluru. I think a lot of people are also appreciative of the fact that RCB has made some pretty good retentions here. I think Rajat Patidar is an excellent retention. I think Yash Dayal gets his due. He bowled excellently this season, and I think he deserves a contract as well. He deserves to be retained by RCB. And of course, who else can RCB retain if not for Virat Kohli, their most marquee player? So yes, RCB is going to look to break the bank on quite a few players this time around. You can definitely expect RCB to go hard when bidding for KL Rahul, be it for Rishabh Pant as well. But they'll definitely want to start focusing on their bowling. RCB has always fallen short when it comes to picking their fast bowlers, their bowlers, someone who can bowl in all conditions. And I think this time around they're going to look to buy that one key bowler, one key fast bowler around which they can build a lineup. You can very well expect Mohammad Siraj to return to RCB. So yes, there's quite a bit of buzz around RCB this time around. I think fans are waiting eagerly for some time now. It's a storied thing that RCB has the biggest fan base, the most loyal fan base ever. But I think fans this time around finally want a cup. The ladies brought home a cup this time around. It's time the boys bring it too.
And of course, the word, of course, is that the auction has also started with the first player, one of the most sought after pace bowlers, Arshdeep Singh. We know the RTM. We know Punjab itching to lift
for
the RTM card.
And the RTM is very complicated this time around. It's not that straightforward. But yeah, Arshdeep Singh opens the IPL 2025 auction. It'll be quite interesting who starts off the bid. And of course, DC has their paddle up as usual. Thank you, I think, Monty Panessa. Thank you for joining us for your insights. Okay, and yeah, I think the bidding has started. Arshdeep Singh, we've been talking about Arshdeep Singh.
Absolutely.
Absolute gun bowler. And to my mind, I thought they'll probably, retain Arshdeep. For me, it was a surprise that they did not.
So obviously, I think the idea was to go and see how build a bigger, different sort of a core. They kept a few of their players and they wanted to see what bigger core that they could sort of shake up things. I think that was the whole idea. But someone like Arshdeep Singh, I think Chennai and Delhi
Chennai
kind of
and DC
involved in that
are
war
involved in
there.
it.
Unsurprisingly,
But Chennai would be looking for Chennai. Historically have had a very strong Indian bowling core, and if they get somebody like an Arshdeep Singh, will be great. But yeah, it's not going to be that easy for DC. Again, every team in a way is looking for that strong Indian core from a bowling perspective, and left armers, Indian, cap player is this very premium commodity, so to speak.
Yeah, so two things going in Arshdeep's here. One, of course, that your pacer, your Indian pacer, your second current Indian pacer. He's one of the favoured ones. And just to explain the RTM rule for those who are watching and a little unsure, it's not like what it used to be before. What happens now is you have a bidding, and a team that finalizes the bid, let's say in this case it's Delhi and Chennai, let's say it goes up to when, and now Gujarat has jumped in, so it's Gujarat and Delhi. Let's say one of these teams finally win the bid and it's settled at an X amount, then they will of course ask Punjab if they want to RTM, and if they RTM, then it goes back to Gujarat to hike the price. By a hike, you have given one chance to push the amount to whatever number. It could be another additional 1 crore to 5 crores number, or to just 50 lakhs, whatever they feel they are willing to pay for that player. And of course then Punjab right to matches it if they are okay with it. I'm sure they will. I mean, you can't give up someone like Arshdeep.
I mean, you cannot. I mean, the bid has currently gone. I mean, 9.2510. So it's just the very first bid itself is quite huge and quite interesting. There's GT. I was also thinking maybe Mohammad Shami would be retained. Of
course,
could be a possibility there.
Yeah. I mean, the idea is you're looking at two pace bowlers, maybe a combination of an Indian and a foreigner, but it could be two Indian. They had Shami and Mohit Sharma sort of leading the charge for them in the previous season. That turned out so well for them. Mohit Sharma really sort of turning the corner. I remember when I was working with them, there were so many times he wasn't even in the playing 11 that first season, but to sort of come back and get that confidence. Ashish never worked a lot with him, as he always does. He's always around with each and every player there, even if it's a support staff. So someone like Arshdeep, and now we see Bangalore also sort of
also chipping in. I think most of the teams would be chipping in. Arshdeep itself, such an interesting story. I remember under 19 when he was part of the under 19 World Cup squad, there were 3 pacers who were being talked about, and Arshdeep was not there. That lineup included Kamlesh Nagarkoti, Shivam Mavi, and Arshdeep was there, but nobody was really talking about it. And look at him, the way he has come forward. That's quite interesting how he has developed himself. And well, you can't remember that Yorker in that versus Pakistan, the Asia Cup as well. So Jamie, Arshdeep, you think he's going to go over 18, 19, or 14, 15 would be it?
Sorry, I'm on mute. Yeah, I think 14, 15 is probably reasonable. I'm just seeing, RCB, Monty also mentioned that earlier, the bowling has often been problematic. So if they can acquire someone like Arshdeep on that very tricky Chinnaswamy ground, it'll be massive for them. Look, he had a decent IPL, but then the T20 World Cup, wasn't he the joint highest wicket taker, and now he's a few wickets shy of becoming India's leading wicket taker in T20s. And just looking at Arshdeep Singh's graph, and the age, he's gonna get past that mark very, very soon. I think India are due to play T20s in January. He'll probably become number 1. And looking at his form and his age, he's probably going to hold on to that tag of India's leading wicket taker in T20 ice for a long, long time. So not surprised for the teams making a beeline for him. And Vineet, Rupa, whoever gets him, they're going to be, 25% better than they were last season, because we're talking about arguably the best T20 Indian fast bowler going around.
Yes, and I call 18 crores for sure. I call at least 18, 17, 18
it looks like
for
it's going
sure
that way.
for Arshdeep. If they want to hike the price for Punjab, they match it if you want to, if you want the boy back. But we have reporters, we heard from Sudat just a while back. Chennai was bidding for Arshdeep. I want to go to Purnima, who's standing there at Chennai for us. Who do Chennai want in the squad this time, Purnima?
Well, a lot of them are eyeing for Ashwin because Ashwin is not new to the CSK team. MS Dhoni is known to make surprise moves. Right now, Arshdeep Singh, he's being the most wanted person in the bidding. What are your expectations? Who do you think CSK should get?
I think, Ashwin could be a nice choice because, that home association would always be there. And now that, he's not playing the shorter format of the game, So he could do a lot more well for CSK. And it's not new for him to play at CSK. So definitely Ashwin could be one buy. And of course, some of the other players like Mitchell Santner could be also there. And most interestingly, Hasaranga, the Sri Lankan leg spinner, could also come into the mix. So these are from actually the all-rounder capability. But again, from a batting standpoint, I would still want Devon Conway and Rachin Ravindra to be back. But my first choice would always be Devon Conway over there because he's done so well as an opener along with Ruturaj Gaikwad. So I want to get back that particular combination which was going with CSK.
Right. So a lot of excitement here as well. Many students. One person who's a CSK fan wearing the yellow jersey. All of them, they still want MS Dhoni to be part of the CSK and never retire, right?
Yes, we want MSD back.
Yeah. So MSD and CSK, they just hope MSD continues forever. That's the word coming in from a lot of excited fans here. Back to you.
Yeah, we now will move to
Thank you,
Taos
Pooja.
Rizvi from Mumbai. And Taos, you are there, I think, suppose at the Shivaji Park. And again, I mean, the three big names or four big names, teams that everybody has an eye on: CSK, RCB, and of course Mumbai Indians. Of course, Mumbai Indians have had a very good, retention thing that they have. But then again, they are going to, look for a lot of names. What is the buzz there? What are people talking about? Who do they want to see, combine with a Hardik and a Rohit and a Tilak Verma there?
See, I'm right now at the Shivaji Park, the iconic Shivaji Park where Sachin Tendulkar started his cricketing career, right? So the buzz is great here. People are expecting a lot of things to happen at the IPL auction. And you know what? The surprising part, I mean, we had the best of the best retainers list with Rohit Sharma, Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, Jasprit Bumrah. I mean, you just name the superstars, we have it. But these guys want Rishabh Pant as well. I mean, Ishan Kishan used to, open with Rohit Sharma at the top for Mumbai Indians. So instead of Ishan, and he did a good job, by the way. I am telling you, he did a good job with Mumbai Indians. He may be, stop and start. But Ishan Kishan was, one of the most exciting players here. But today, these guys want either Jos Buttler or Rishabh Pant. I have had a few words with a few players right now. They are busy playing cricket, they are enjoying their game, they are enjoying, this is their life, right? In Mumbai, Shivaji Park Maidan, cricket is life, and every person, every individual cricketer right now is busy with their game. So, I mean, once they'll find out time, they'll join us and speak. We are going to speak to them. But off the record, we had a chat with some fans. They said they want Rishabh Pant as a wicket keeper. They want, or maybe a Jos Buttler from England. I mean, these two cricketers, the behind the wickets, it's one of the most important, position behind the wickets as well as a batter. So these guys want either Jos Buttler or Rishabh Pant, and also they have thrown a name. They want a partner of Jasprit Bumrah, and that is Mohammad Shami. Can you imagine? I mean, Mohammad Shami. So it's something exciting. These people
And
are
just
looking
to sort of
the
cut
auction
you off a bit, Thos, because we've just concluded that bidding war, and I must say I called it 18 crores
You did,
to
you did,
Punjab.
yeah. RTM enabled in the first.
RTM enabled,
also
and there was a bit of
enabled.
confusion. I think
Yes.
Hyderabad were like, what do we have to do now? How much more? Okay, hike
I think
it, hike
Hyderabad
it.
bid for 15.75,
75.
then it went up to 18. But yeah, we saw the RTM, the revised RTM being used, and of course Arshdeep Singh going back to Punjab Kings at 18 might as well have gone in as the first pick then.
Yeah,
why
and what a
have
great
you put-
pick, and they were excited. They were really excited to have him back, back in the fold. And again, the next person coming in, again one more pacer. Again,
Another
quality.
Punjab King, former Punjab King pacer and quality. Yes, Kagiso Rabada, quality pacer. But in comparison to Arshdeep Singh, I think Kagiso Rabada somewhere, in T20Is does go for a bit runs. But again, there's no substitute for pace and no substitute for impact. But Rabada at 2 crore base, I mean, it will be interesting. I think Bengal... RCB has started the bid with Kagiso Rabada. They see a good partner there for Yash Dayal. But I don't know. Kagiso Rabada, what do you think? Would it go for over 10, under 10?
No, there will be definitely
Yeah.
interest for Kagiso. Look, he's not proven himself to the extent that you would think that he could, but a solid buy any day. But Jamie, just getting Jamie to sort of jump in here at this point as well. Jamie, thoughts on Arshdeep? Again, predictable, but Kagiso Rabada. How do you see this one going?
No, I'll agree with what both of you just said. I mean, someone like a Rabada, I mean, look, world-class bowler, but he's one of those much sought-after players where ek to he plays across 3 formats. He plays Tests, plays ODIs, plays T20s, whereas Arshdeep does not play much red ball cricket, and he's played a handful of one-day matches. Maybe if Arshdeep Singh becomes a one-day regular, Rupa, with the eye on the Champions Trophy as well as the World Cup in a few years, maybe then you'll see his form in T20s impacted. To my mind, only because his schedule is such, or his workload, as we use in cricket terms, it's designed to keep him the best for T20s. Rabada is a much better bowler, I would say, but when you're in demand, he also plays league, so it's tough. I think had the IPL been played in a couple other countries, you probably would have seen Rabada with some better numbers. He's had some good seasons, but I mean, I remember him going for 40, 45 on too many occasions. He wants to bounce the ball in, whether it be for DC, whether it be for Punjab Kings, and we all know a lot of our grounds are not so conducive to his style of bowling. So I'd be very surprised, like you guys both alluded to, if he goes. Well, sorry, he's already reached 8.5. So, but I don't see him going beyond 10, but.
Yes. Punjab Kings were on point with their first buy, and I think their social media game is also quite good. Abhi Zinda Hai Hum is what Punjab Kings have tweeted about Arshdeep. Quite interesting. I mean, yeah, it was there that they'll probably look to buy back or RTM Arshdeep Singh, and that's what that has been done. For now, the bidding for Kagiso Rabada, I think it's on RCB's table right now.
Yeah, Bengaluru, and they're bidding for him, and frankly,
I
even I'm a little surprised.
Mumbai Indians also bidding for
Mumbai also
Kagiso
jumping
Rabada.
in. Gujarat is in it as well. Yeah, I have to agree with Jamie there a little bit. 10 crores, yes, I would have given 10. It's gone a little above that, but also I think a lot of the thinking for a lot of teams, and I must say that this kind of you sort of think it because I was doing that mock auction with R. Ashwin, and you start thinking, how do you go? Do you go conservative at the start, or do you sort of try and see you want to save a bit and just focus on the top one buy, and then do you start thinking about the money?
So that is where I think this marquee set of having the marquee players right up there pretty much kills that strategy, because teams like PBKS, RCB, they can go big with these buys, and by the time the marquees are done, everyone's on the same line. So a Mumbai or an KKR, they might be actually very easy going in terms of the first marquees, and I think we have the second buy.
Not bad.
Second by
close
Kagiso
to what
Rabada.
we predicted, 10.75 going to Gujarat. Unsurprising there as well. But I have to sort of, before we see the next player, let's quickly just cross to Toss, because Toss has been there with us. Nice to see you, Toss, after a very long time. Hi. And I have to say, what does Mumbai want? I mean, we know that they've got a solid retention plan. Their batting looks gold. What are they going to go for when it comes to the batting? Are we going to see a super cracking pair, at least a new ball pair, along with Jasprit Bumrah? Who their target be?
Shreyas Iyer comes in.
As I said earlier, 40. They are looking. They don't have much budget. I mean, that is just 45 crores, right? Because they have spent most of their money on retention list right now. So they have the best of the players, the cream of Indian cricket, and the best part is they all are in form right now, right? So they want Jasprit Bumrah to partner. They want Jasprit Bumrah's partner. You know who? It's Mohammad Shami. Right, so they want Mohammad Shami. I don't know, it's going to be very, very expensive, very, very difficult, because 45 crores they will have to go all out. So these guys, these cricketers, they want Mohammad Shami as a partner of Jasprit Bumrah. Again, talking about other batting, marquee players. They want some big players in Jos Buttler, as I said earlier, and Rishabh Pant. They are looking at that. Behind the wickets are one of the most important aspects. But I would like one of the players, one of the fans, to come and join us, and I'll ask them what do they want exactly. Fans, they are very excited. These guys are busy playing, and there are many people out there. Youngsters, come here. So, आपको कौन चाहिए? किसको चाहिए आपको मुंबई में?
मुंबई में ऐसा तो कोई नहीं. विराट कोहली आएगा तो
विराट कोहली तो आरसीबी के साथ है. आपको किसको चाहिए मुंबई में?
मुंबई में ट्रेंट बोल्ट को चाहिए.
ट्रेंट बोल्ट को चाहिए. So this guy wants this. What's your name?
प्रणव आवकर.
Trent Bolt has played for Mumbai Indians before, And this is going to be a great reunion of Jasprit Bumrah and Trent Bolt if Trent Bolt returns to Mumbai Indians. But क्या लगता है Trent Bolt क्यों चाहिए?
वो बॉलर अच्छा है इसलिए.
बॉलर अच्छा है इसलिए. एक लेफ्ट आर्म पेसर इफेक्ट हो जाएगा. आप बताइए.
ईशान किशन.
ईशान किशन क्यों चाहिए?
क्योंकि वो ओपनर भी अच्छा और विकेट कीपिंग भी करते हैं.
हाँ, और कैसा गया था पिछला सीजन? ईशान किशन का थोड़ा मिक्स था. आपको क्या लगा? थोड़ा आप क्या एनालिसिस दे सकते हैं अपने ब्यूटीफुल छोटे से ब्रेन से?
अरे उसको तो अभी हेड दे नहीं सकते क्योंकि बहुत अच्छा प्लेयर है.
हेट देने की तो बात ही नहीं, बट अच्छा प्लेयर है डेफिनेटली. ही इज अ वेरी वेरी गुड प्लेयर एंड एन एक्साइटिंग प्लेयर ईशान किशन. व्हाट डू यू थिंक? कम आपका नाम क्या है? सोहम. क्या लगता है मुंबई इंडियंस किसको लेना चाहिए आईपीएल में?
आईपीएल में मुझे लगता है कि
अभी आप प्रिपेयर करके नहीं आए शायद आईपीएल ऑक्शन के लिए, फिर आप बैठेंगे कैसे आईपीएल ऑक्शन में? सो दीज यंगस्टर्स आर वेरी वेरी एक्साइटेड. आपको क्या लगता है? ईशान किशन उन्होंने बोला, आपको क्या लगता है विकेट कीपर कौन होना चाहिए? जॉस बटलर, ऋषभ पंत, ईशान किशन, कौन होना चाहिए?
जॉस बटलर होना चाहिए.
जॉस बटलर. क्यों?
क्योंकि वो अच्छा कीपिंग करता है इसलिए.
और बैटिंग भी तो करता है.
हाँ.
Right, so these youngsters are very very excited. They say कि either Jos Buttler, somebody says Ishan Kishan, somebody says somebody wants Trent Bolt with Bumrah. So I mean there are various choices, and these guys are very very excited to have a lot of players. But then I remind you, this is the budget of Mumbai Indians is just 45 crores, right? So in 45 crores they have to manage somehow some youngsters, some cricketers who can still make it to the playing 11, make it to the squad, so that Mumbai Indians can come out with a good team, a perfect team that can be match winning side. Mumbai Indians have already won 5 IPL titles, that is a record number, and equals Chennai Super Kings, right? So it's going to be one exciting call for Mumbai Indians fans.
Right. Thank you, Dos, for that update. And we'll go back to the live updates here. And quite interestingly, Shreyas Iyer, even though he has crossed that 10 crore mark,
which is what we're talking about.
It's been mentoring. It's not been like Arshdeep or Kagiso Rabada like going up and up. And very interestingly, Kolkata Knight Riders
went up till a point.
Went up, I think, till 10 before Venki Mysore said we are out.
Yeah, we were kind of talking over here just off the camera when this whole thing was happening, and I was telling Vineet, I think Delhi is going to go hard for them, and then we didn't see Delhi jumping, and we saw Kolkata going. Kolkata, and like, what is happening? But the predictions I was making for Shreyas was has to go for at least 15 to 16 to Delhi.
16 as a captain.
As a captain to Delhi is what I was saying. Jamie, weigh in, please.
So look, it's a tricky one because the talent is so obvious, but unfortunately when you bat at number 4, he scores at a brisk rate, but the impression has been built up that Shreyas Iyer he doesn't have a maverick game. He's still got very good numbers. I think that somehow works against him. I would say, right now, look, he took KKR to the title. I know a lot of credit perhaps unfairly goes to Gautam Gambhir. I think Shreyas Iyer does not get or did not get as much credit as he should. I hear things, he just goes for the toss. No, he's much smarter than that. He's got a good, toss by nose, even at Mumbai in the domestic level, he's captain there. I thought he was very good with DC or DD during that transition phase. Yeah. So he's very sharp. So probably teams that need leaders, and I'm not surprised that DC is going for him. But I get it, Vineet, that clamor for him, like people aren't getting out of their chairs, falling over for him. I just think it's because, I don't want to use the word sedate, but because he's so chilled out in himself, and often batting at number 4, he likes to take his time. Somehow the impression is, Bill, T20 mein you cannot be wasting time. Maybe that perhaps goes against him. But on a bad day when your team is stuck and you need a guy to play spin very, very well, tough to look beyond what Shreyas Iyer offers. So also he's somewhat injury prone, and when he's in that Hardik Pandya zone, when he gets injured like KL Rahul, he's often gone for 4 or 5 months. Maybe that goes against him, but as I say, he's nearing 16 crores, so what do I know, man?
Yeah, and also, we knew that, I think, before the auctions, all the buzz was a lot of the Indian batters, even though they were beleaguered like Shreyas, he's had a tough year. Yeah. It's not been the best of years, let's be very honest. Getting on the wrong side of certain things can't really bode too well, but I guess that really works because IPL, I feel, is like a game changer. It can turn things around for you and make things go from sunset to sunrise.
Absolutely.
And that hunger is what could fuel him here again, going back to his own franchise.
After all that, whatever we have talked about, him winning that title with Kolkata Knight Riders in a way redeemed himself, and he was like saying, you know what, look at me now. So after that, to have him release was quite interesting. But Rupa, I do want to talk to you about here, or want to have your thoughts in terms of, because you've been part of these teams, how does the dynamic work in terms of, just give you an example here, Punjab Kings and Delhi Capitals are the two teams bidding for it, and we had an eye for both Rishabh Pant and Shreyas Iyer there, captaincy material. You have a Ponting at Punjab Kings. Ponting was there also at DC with Shreyas Iyer and Pant. What would be the thinking behind, going for Shreyas Iyer from Punjab especially?
Interesting that you asked this, because just going back to what you just mentioned as you asked me this question, one was look, especially if you're going for captaincy material, you got to gel with the management there, you got to gel with the system there. Obviously, you might think it's strange that someone like a Shreyas has not been persisted with by Kolkata, but there's a reason to it. We're not going to get into that there, but there was a reason to it, and we knew that he was not going to be going back there in Kolkata this time. That was what a lot of the conversations along the corridors what we heard.
The paddle went up,
and the paddle's going up. It's gone to 19 crores, my friends. I mean, he's going to possibly be the first to break that 20 crore barrier, because Punjab is not bowing down, nor is Delhi.
Delhi is
I'm
going
guessing
hard.
it's like you said, it's about that whole, again, the relationship. He did get along very well with Ponting.
Absolutely.
And they had a very good relationship back then when he was with Delhi. Not a very surprising turn of events, but we also sort of had this conversation that Punjab would go for two proper batters, not just a Pant. They would want Pant with a Shreyas as well, possibly.
They have the purse to do that also.
They have the purse to do that as well, and then who knows, maybe hiking it up for someone like Delhi, who really wants a captaincy material. But yeah, I think that's my thinking as well at this point. Vineet, share your laughter, which you sort of...
No, I just was going through the tweets where there's Delhi Capitals also putting out a very interesting tweet, going up to 15 crores, old friend already. Yeah. I mean, you might as well, if you want to get your old friend back, if you have released, you might as well spend a bit more, for sure. 21 crores, wow. So the first 20 crore bracket probably is done. You will have a lot more, and I think there's a bit of slowness in terms of what the teams want to decide on. But yeah, it's Punjab or Delhi, and it's very much clear cut there. As a captaincy material, who would you like to see? Go for Punjab or go back to Delhi?
Look, I mean, I think it's. I mean, of course, he would possibly. Either ways, Shreyas would want to be a captain. He would want to go and captain a side. Let's be honest. I mean, he tasted that last year.
Yeah.
He knows what it's like to win.
I think he's
an
going
IPL.
as a captain in any case. Yeah.
He knows what it's like to win an IPL as a captain. Obviously, wherever he goes, he would want to be captain. This is also interesting because it's gone up to 23 crores.
Now
gentlemen.
DC is in a way in strife that what do they do now?
23 crores. Obviously, they're looking at him as captain.
I think both the teams are, both Punjab and Delhi are looking at him as a captaincy option, and there goes
Punjab
the
not
again.
dying down. Punjab not holding back, nor is Delhi. Wow, this is the mini war before the mega war, Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're right. Both teams need captains. I just feel he'd be a better sit at Delhi Capitals because the coaching staff or the management they've formed seems to be a bit more on the page. I mean, you heard me earlier. I mean, I lost faith in Punjab management years ago. They don't know what to do with the best of players. So probably between the two, Delhi and even Shreyas Iyer, I'm not speaking for him, but I think heart of hearts, he'd also probably feel a bit more better at DC because he's been there before. He knows, But 24 crores is a lot more than I thought, and we haven't even got to Rishabh Pant yet. So wow.
I mean, I was saying 17, and it's gone to 24 because both of them aren't pulling back. They just they've gone at it with Shreyas Iyer. But just a thought as well on look, we always talk about how, yes, and Jamie, you mentioned the word sedate. You don't really associate sedate with T20 cricket. I get it, but a lot of teams have worked with that middle order sedate player. But they've obviously paired up with those fire hitting, batter at the top and someone who can go big guns in the middle to lower. So you have someone who can sort of stitch that together. I think that's the role that he would want
There,
to.
yeah, most definitely, and also the added skill set of he's one of the better players of spin bowling in the T20 format, in the sense he can go gung ho against spinners. And on that note, I think officially the most expensive buy it would be, he has crossed at 25 crore mark, Shreyas Iyer, and this is within the first half an hour of IPL auction. We still have 574 odd players to go, and that's still going. 25.25 Delhi and Punjab.
I would quickly like to bring in Toss here because he is a Mumbai lad. Let's not forget, Shreyas is a Mumbai lad. Toss, thoughts on this as well? Shreyas being fought over Delhi and Punjab.
No, absolutely, man. This is something very big. Shreyas Iyer, obviously, he's been a winner. He's been a leader. Somebody who's won the IPL title only last year. And I was surprised why did KKR release Shreyas Iyer? And a lot of people from Mumbai, right? A lot of people from Mumbai, a lot of cricket fans, because he's a Mumbai boy. And yesterday itself, he got a century in Syed Mushtaq Ali, and what a start. I mean, again, what a week it has been for Shreyas Iyer. He got a century yesterday for Mumbai, and then today he's been bought, he's been fought over for worth crores and crores of rupees. I mean, he's a dynamic player off the field or on the field. And the kind of batter he is, magnificent. The way he bats, the way he takes on the attack. Yeah, there have been patches, there have been days when there have been years, in fact, some of the time where he's not been in form. But this guy is full of confidence, right? This guy is all about confidence, and if he takes the field, he acts like a leader. I mean, even if he's not the leader, I mean, the way he leads those youngsters, the way there is a lot of swag related to Shreyas Iyer. I mean, and you know what, Worli is not very far away from Shivaji Park. It's very close, and Shreyas Iyer has played a lot of cricket in Mumbai. The Maidan, and you know what, on the left, there is Shivaji Park Gymkhana right now, and this is the place where Shivaji Park Cricket Academy, Shreyas Iyer made his cricket career, started his cricket career from under Praveen Amre. So it's been fantastic, yeah. This is 25 crores is huge, and still people are fighting. I mean, the teams are fighting over him. It's something big for Shreyas. I mean, he would be definitely looking, on TV exactly who's fighting for me. But I would like to know the views of fans regarding their Mumbai boy being, bought worth. I mean, there is a fight going on. Come here, boy. Tell me. श्रेयस अय्यर मुंबई 25 करोड़ के ऊपर जा रहा है, आपको क्या लगता है यार? श्रेयस अय्यर मुंबई बॉय है, उसको मुंबई में रहना चाहिए था, और दिल्ली और पंजाब वहाँ पर फाइट कर रहे हैं। मुंबई में रहना चाहिए था, मगर वो दिल्ली और पंजाब फाइट कर रहे, तो कैसा लग रहा है आपको? कहाँ जाना चाहिए?
वो तो मुंबई में आना चाहिए।
अच्छा, he wants Shreyas Iyer in Mumbai, but the pocket, I'm telling you, it's just 45 crores that they have left. So 25 crores, even if they go for Shreyas Iyer, worth 26 crores, it's going to be difficult for Mumbai. मुंबई के लिए difficult हो जाएगा।
हाँ, वो तो हो जाएगा difficult।
बाकी प्लेयर्स भी तो खरीदने हैं ना, तो अब अगर श्रेयस के लिए जाओगे तो क्या लगता है आपको, मुंबई छोड़ के किधर जाना चाहिए श्रेयस?
दिल्ली कैपिटल।
दिल्ली कैपिटल ना, सो दिस इज व्हाट दिल्ली कैपिटल्स, क्यों, क्या लगता है आपको?
वो दिल्ली कैपिटल को, मतलब वो अच्छा खेलता है इसलिए दिल्ली कैपिटल, क्योंकि मुंबई तो अभी उसको ले नहीं सकती।
अच्छा, केकेआर भी तो खेला है, केकेआर का कैप्टन रहा है और इसने लास्ट ईयर आईपीएल जीता है, तो केकेआर को नहीं जाना चाहिए वापस?
केकेआर को अभी केकेआर खरीदेगी तो मतलब जाना चाहिए वैसा भी। फिर दिल्ली कैपिटल में उसने एक बार केकेआर को ट्रॉफी जीता है, दिल्ली भी जीतना चाहिए ना।
दिल्ली भी जीतना चाहिए, दैट इज समथिंग वेरी एक्साइटिंग, दिल्ली भी जीतना चाहिए। केकेआर जीत चुकी है, मुंबई इंडियंस का बजट थोड़ा ऊपर हो जाएगा अगर श्रेयस अय्यर के लिए गए, सो दैट इज गोइंग टू बी समथिंग, दीज फैंस आर डिवाइडेड ओवर द लॉयल्टी, द श्रेयस अय्यर फैक्टर, ऑल्दो बीइंग अ मुंबई बॉय। I mean, you just saw what this guy said, and Shreyas Iyer, what else to say? I mean, people are still fighting over him.
Yeah, and we're just sort of going to break into this to announce that he's been sold to Punjab.
Punjab, 26.75.
Wow. Delhi really held on. They really
no,
went
Delhi
the
couldn't really, because with 73 crore in their purse,
it's difficult, of
course. It is very difficult. I mean,
So
Punjab played the game really well there.
We were begging for Punjab to probably go that extra mile for Pant, but maybe they were thinking it depends on who comes in first. If it's
exactly.
Shreyas, we're going to go for Shreyas. Jamie, this is incredible. It's 26.75, is it?
26.75, yeah, 26.75
Jamie?
for Shreyas, PBKs.
Absolutely, it's an amazing amount of money to splurge on Shreyas Iyer. But again, like we discussed earlier, when you got rid of most of your players, you just kept two uncapped players. Yes, you have 92 odd crores. but you've hit the reset button unlike any time in your past 16, 17-year existence, So I think with this reset button, you've also got a fantastic guy. I think because of several factors at KKR, he batted at number 4. I think with this fresh slate, he should bat at number 3. You'll probably get more out of Shreyas Iyer batting at number 3. You're playing half your games in Mohali. It's one of the better grounds. The ball comes onto the bat. You might actually see him, finally get that 500 odd run season, which we've not seen from Shreyas Iyer. So yes, I'm surprised that he's gone for nearly 27 crores. But given the fact that he's hot off an IPL title win, he's got the leadership capabilities. People seem to like him. The swag, like Tausbai mentioned, that swag goes a long way in connecting with franchises and their fan base. One reason I've been critical about Punjab over the years, because I just feel they've not built a proper Punjabi or Mohali fan base.
Yeah, right.
Captains have often been someone outsider, and I think this guy is a total outsider. But people do like him. He's box office. He connects with the youth. So very, very keen to see how, more than Shreyas Iyer, how Punjab build around this now. They've spent a lot of money on him. Yeah. What next? You can get the best captain. You can get the hottest property. But you've only got 3 players. You've got to get 22 more players. So this time tomorrow, we may have very, very different views about how Punjab have spent. Because after all, it is Punjab.
Yeah, and we got to I think we will touch upon their strategy a little bit as the auction progresses, because we were under the impression that they would want to go for someone like Pant, but clearly they're working around their captain, which in this case clearly is Shreyas. The next person on right now is Jos Buttler. Really interesting to note that so Jos Buttler, obviously the teams going for him are Gujarat and Rajasthan. And I was just talking to Vineet earlier, because we'd done this mock auction where I had picked Jos Buttler while I was at Gujarat, and Gujarat is going in, so is Punjab at this point.
Yeah, right.
But I also mentioned to Vineet that maybe Gujarat will not be keen on someone like a Jos. They could go for someone like an Ishan. But thoughts on this, Vineet?
Both Ishan and Jos Buttler, look, this was a template of having an explosive batter and a steady batter. Was a template kind of set where, I'll go back to your David Warner, Johnny Bairstow, SRH era, where both of them explosive, but had a very solid partnership there. You saw it with SRH the last time around with Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head, both of them explosive. That explosiveness is what everybody is looking for. For GT, you already have a Shubman Gill, you need that explosiveness.
At the top.
Jos Buttler /
Has to open with
Ishan
Shubman
Kishan.
if they get him.
So Jos Buttler / Ishan Kishan, and as you said, it is the luck of the draw. If Rishabh Pant had come in earlier, he would have gotten more. Now Jos Buttler comes in ahead of an Ishan Kishan, maybe that would boost up there. And GT's thing is, whoever comes first, we will go.
Absolutely. And with Jos, you're not just getting a batter, you're getting a keeper, you're getting 2 roles for the price of 1. So you're okay with pushing that extra mile, going beyond that 15. Maybe they're keeping a cap of 18 or so, or maybe 16 or so for someone like Jos. They'll be willing to go that far for him, and you're getting someone who's a mentor. Jos has proven how he can play under a captain despite being a captain of a national side. I spoke to so many of those people who are part of the Rajasthan and Mumbai franchises, Vineet. They absolutely love Jos. He's stayed in touch with every single person whom he's had even a word with in the entire franchise. They love him off the field. He's a fiery cricketer on the field. Gujarat going for him. I feel vindicated, Jamie.
See, the problem, Rupa, with Gujarat is it's even in that title-winning season, it's pretty much the runs come from the openers. The middle order is. I know David Miller had that fantastic season, but David Miller has gone off the boil. Hardik Pandya has moved on. Sometimes Vijay Shankar, sometimes they just keep on changing players. So Jos Buttler, if he pairs up with Shubman Gill, that is, I won't go as far as say that's Yashasvi Jaiswal and Jos Buttler material, but it's coming very close. But look at his most recent return. He just returns to the England setup after a long time. He bats number 3 and he gets 83 off some 44 balls. So a team like Gujarat, they can stick with Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill. Their problems start from 3, 4, 5. You can bat Jos Buttler at number 3. Traditionally, we've always seen him as, wo sirf opening karta hai. But in a new role with Phil Salt and the other guy opening in the West Indies, he comes in number 3 and he bats the same way. So if he goes to Gujarat, he actually gives...
Also, Jamie, therein I think where you will get a better value in Jos Buttler is the fact that with Rajasthan, you've seen him him batting deep as well.
Correct.
According to the situation, he is somebody who can deep bat. He is not at that one-dimensional. I wouldn't want to say Ishan Kishan kind of mold where
Yeah.
in the power play he'll go big and then
But
don't
the
know what to
problem
do.
is-
Jos
the
Buttler
problem
can
is-
change tack there.
No, and also Gujarat has this thing of left-right as well, right?
Gujarat.
They love the left-right
Gujarat
competition, and it's sold to Gujarat.
15.75. That's again not that much of amount of if we consider the last 3 buys, but again very
They'll
very
be
good
happy.
buy.
They'll
very
be
very
happy
good
with
buy
this.
for GT at 15.75 for Jos Buttler.
They'll
No,
be
it's their
happy
best
with
buy.
this one.
It is-
Yeah, sure,
it's-
Jamie, go on.
It's their best buy because since Hardik Pandya moved on,
Absolutely.
the batting, it's almost like half the batting went there. You need that guy, right? If David Miller had another bumper season, they probably would have done better. But he's inconsistent. You just need that guy. Like, again, I get your point. We need Jos Buttler also bats deep, but Rajasthan's number 3. He loves batting deeper even more. So sometimes they leave 25 runs out there. It's a problem of plenty. You got Hetmeyer batting at 5. Gujarat don't have that luxury. So I'm actually very glad
It's a
he's
very
gone to
good buy.
No,
very good buy
but Jamie,
for
that's why
Buttler.
I wanted to talk. So this is why I want to say something. I'm sure that Gujarat is planning to get one more solid, big batting, either an all-rounder, bowling all-rounder for that middle order. They need someone like that. I mean, yes, you have a Jos, or
Yes,
maybe they look at
Steiners.
Jos, like you said, to hold that middle order and to go big. With
have a
size
Steiners
kind
there.
of being that anchor role at the top somewhere, he's good with that. He can hit the fluid shots as well occasionally. So they're building it around Jos somewhere in the middle. So they have again like a Rahul or a Shahrukh to sort of
Yeah.
pad them up lower down the order as well. You don't have to sort of then invest in someone who's
Somebody
gonna
else, yeah.
somebody else
That's
as well. They're kind of making up for that. But what a buy! Solid,
It's a
solid
very
buy.
good buy at 15.75 to be honest. Very good buy there, and we also have very recently the most expensive buy. Now not Mitchell Stark. I was quite surprised in the terms that would be surprised if Mitchell Stark goes anywhere beyond 14 to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I would say 14 would be a very good one. There would be some sort of interest for sure for him, and Mumbai kind of showing that interest as well. Hopefully, Toss and his bunch of cricket army in Mumbai would be happy with that. But
Happy to it,
imagine
yeah.
Mitchell Stark with Jasprit Bumrah.
Ooh.
I am going to be shivering in my boots if I was a batter facing those two in Wankhede.
Just imagine Stark telling Bumrah, "You're too slow."
No, but Jamie, thoughts on this? Kolkata in there as well. Not surprising.
I mean, look, Mitchell Stark. I know he broke the bank, but I know he ended up an IPL winner. But to my mind, I can recall 2 good games out of 16 that he had. So it's just a lot of money. The good thing is that he showed up and he honored his commitment. He didn't go AWOL again. But yeah, look, 24, way too much for the returns. I mean, if you divide the money by the wickets, any analyst will say that was just
Jamie
too
in the
much.
final 2 wickets. I mean, wasn't that rewarding enough?
No, I have to agree with Jamie here.
but I'm saying-
I would sort of still veer towards a Trent Bolt more than a Mitchell Stark. A Trent Bolt in power
Absolutely.
play any day.
But those
Trent
guys
Bolt
that
rarely
got-
Trent.
got Abhishek Sharma and Travis
2015
Head too.
World Cup.
Hey, go ahead
2015
again.
World
That's
Cup.
why I said. It's
2015
vindicated.
World Cup,
It's-
I salute you, Stark. I mean, you won the World Cup with that one delivery against
McCallum.
Brendan McCallum Baz. Nothing else matters, but yes, Jamie.
No, again, KKR, especially Venki Mysore, will vindicate it by exactly what Vineet said, But there were times you're like, oh my, I think his first 2 games he went for like 90 runs in 2.
Yeah.
Trent Bolt is not, I mean, Trent Bolt on a bad day will get you 1 for 37, So, and again, like you mentioned, he's got that power play skill. But as we speak, Mitchell Stark has already crossed 10
Cross
crores.
10, yeah. KKR surprisingly in with them. I think Venki Mysore seems to have that kind of, some kind of thing that, he's my guy who
not
won you the
surprising.
final.
I think that,
Not surprising, of course, not surprising.
I mean, you kind of thought that they would also be jumping in right there.
Yeah.
But definitely, I mean, I was
DC.
sort of thinking Mumbai would go a little harder. But
I think
Delhi's in
Mumbai
there.
most definitely
But
doesn't
that's the thing,
have
right?
the money. I mean, in
45.
that first...
Yeah.
Mumbai
Exactly, yes,
have
Jamie.
45 crores to put together 20 players, right?
Yeah.
That's you really cannot have more than 1 10 or
Big
12
buy.
crore player.
Yeah.
मतलब तौस भाई 45 करोड़ में 20 लोग बहुत मुश्किल है यार
45 crores is too less. I mean, you have retained the cream of the cream, the best of the superstars. and then you expect Mitchell Starc or Jos Buttler, Rishabh Pant. I mean, these are marquee players, right? They are going to go at a higher price, at a very higher price. So 20-25 crores for Mitchell Starc, or maybe a Rishabh Pant, or maybe even a Shreyas Iyer. I mean, he might have gone, but where, I mean, I mean, you can't just pay half of the amount which is left in your purse, right? It's going to be tough for Mumbai Indians. I mean, they might have calculated. They have the best of the talent scouts. They have the best of the strategists out there sitting in the middle. In the round, they might have sat down in the middle, talked before. Obviously, we all know they have been champions for the past 5 years, and it's not just like that they have been champions. It's the strategy. It's the oh my God, it's very risky right now. You saw the ball coming in from nowhere and hitting the camera. So it's quite risky, but then that's the fun of Shivaji Park, right? That's the fun of Shivaji Park.
Yeah, Mitchell Starc still.
So I mean, Mitchell Starc, they would have loved. They would have loved, but it's high price, I guess.
Mitchell Starc's gone to Delhi, gentlemen. Mitchell Starc sold to Delhi for 11.75. They'll be happy with this one.
They do have a penchant for taking fast bowlers. Henrik Norkia, Kagiso Rabada. I think they do have that inclination towards an out-and-out foreign pacer there. 11.75, something that
we said 13-14, not too bad. We were close to what we thought.
But I think I do agree with Jamie's point in the terms that what is the kind of returns. I mean, are you looking at a long-term return in terms of all the entire seasons, or the one season, or just one or two important games there?
My thing is with Starc again. I remember we had this conversation also some days back, and when we were talking about Starc and what Starc brings to the table when it comes to IPL. Look,
by the way, one last name left of the pot, Rishabh Pant. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see how that goes. but I'm guessing that's the case. That's a name that's going to come up right now. But yes, Mitchell Starc. I think what they want to believe is the decent season he had last time. He'll probably carry that forward, and repose the faith or some of it that they want to have in him leading the charge. But the player that we've all been sort of waiting for, and we thought that will break the bank in some sense. Rishabh Pant, I'm afraid. I am honestly afraid that at this point, what's going to happen. But considering you've had the war already for Shreyas, I'm not really sure which of the teams that are still vying for. I mean, I'm sure.
I think it's going to be Punjab for sure. Punjab for sure. You also see RCB. I think Punjab are just.
I think Jamie's trying to get in a word. Jamie?
Yeah.
No, all good.
Okay, so Punjab's Bengaluru has started in right end. Bangalore has gone in for Pant straight off the bat, and with them is Lucknow and
so interestingly,
Bangalore.
Delhi Capitals with that Mitchell Starc buy are left with 61.25 crores, and if anything, if you go by the trend of Shreyas Iyer, they'll have to spend half of their remaining money on Pant.
This is a
which
toughie.
Would be difficult.
This is a toughie. I guess the strategy then was pretty clear. Whichever player comes in first.
They'll take for it.
It had to be Shreyas, KL. I mean,
either
Shreyas
it has
and
to be either. Either one can't have been both. But RCB now making.
But you cannot negate the interest for a Pant because there are many teams there that want a keeper bat, that want to have a keeper bat.
Interestingly, LSG going for Pant. You talked about keeper batter. They already have a keeper batter retained in Nicholas Purran.
Whom I'm guessing who they're looking at.
Most likely as a captain. But new players coming in, new teams coming in so far who were quite silent so far. LSG interestingly going very hard with Rishabh Pant there. Nicholas Purran and Rishabh Pant, two explosive T20 batters. Not that Pant hasn't had the greatest of numbers, but then again to have Purran and Pant at 3 and 4
I'm not understanding the
or
logic
5
of that one, Vineet. I don't try and understand this. How can you possibly have a Pant and a
Nicholas Purran? That middle order will be too volatile.
Too stacked up.
Too volatile also. I mean,
volatile, yeah. No, you need someone a little more, in Jamie's words, sedate. In between explosive.
And you have an RCB there, RCB also.
Going in there, he's gone up to 10.25 crores
already.
10.25 is not surprising. And look, we're going to have a few more teams jumping in this year.
Most definitely.
Easily.
RCB with 83. No buys as of yet for RCB. So.
But again, interesting with Rishabh, Vineet, if we have to sort of delve a little bit about him again, coming back from that accident has been a tough last year and a half for him.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Rishabh, what he's done in whites Has he been able to
Translate
translate
into
that to
T20?
T20?
Yeah.
No.
No, that is the thing. Whenever you talk about Rishabh Pant, the batter, the explosive batter, most of us, or most of the conversation revolves around, he's been such a great batter, but we tend to, forget about, as you mentioned, the white ball to the red ball thing. Red ball, amazing, but white ball, the returns have not been that great, to be honest, and that is probably one of the reasons why you saw Delhi, being very. Might as well, not retaining Pant, and whatever the conversation was.
Yeah, I think
that return has not been there in terms of him as a batter. As a leader, also pretty much undercooked to my mind. Not to that level of what an Iyer or what others are in terms of captaincy. But then again, as you mentioned, the story of it, and the brand also. People also look at that brand value there to have a Rishabh Pant. That also works in your favor, but from a batting or a keeping or a captaincy point of view, there's a bit more that he has to do. But then again,
Again, the logic that I had for Rishabh, was that maybe this is the season that he would want to focus on just his batting. He would want to prove that I am just as big a match winner that you think of me, and
but
that's the reason.
Do you think maybe if that is the thought process, he might as well have been happy with DC?
No, it's also about how much money you can possibly go for.
No, you go for. But if the thinking is that, okay, I don't want to be the captain, but everybody who would be after him, they would be saying, you know what, we are.
For example, Hyderabad is going for
captaincy.
him, and they have a captain. I'm just saying. I mean, maybe the thing.
And they also have a keeper. Why they are going for Rishabh Pant? They have Heinrich Klaassen there, right?
No, I mean, my thinking with Rishabh Pant, at least for the next season, would be, I'm okay with just probably taking a back seat.
Batting, yeah.
And focusing on the
the
batting. But I mean.
But I don't know. From a franchisee's point of view, I don't think they'll think of it that way. If you are spending or investing this kind of amount of money on them, you want more. You want captains. You want something more. Not just the captains. And as I said, if that is a thought process, he might as well have been better off in DC, because DC more or less were certain that Akshar Patel is going to lead the side. Pant would have been free, in that batting role.
No, understandably so, but I guess one of the main reasons why even the same thing that happened with Shreyas when he left KKR is obviously about the money. You have have to look at what money you can
Optics
garner
of
when
it,
there's a bigger auction. I mean, the purse is loosened a lot more than it was the last time.
Last year,
right?
yeah. It's the
So I
biggest
guess,
purse, yes.
and it has reached 20 crores
In
with
a jiffy.
Hyderabad going in big. Hyderabad's purse is 45. They also don't have that much to spend.
They are not going. If they spend this much amount of money on Rishabh Pant, they will definitely be left with very little to build a squad around.
Yeah. Lucknow also in it hot, though Lucknow has a bigger purse to spend. They have 69 crores.
69 crores. Lucknow has 69 crores.
Yeah, and that's the retention
I think
list for you.
RCB are out. RCB out despite their 83 crore purse. I think RCB are out of the race.
And that's the retention list there for both these sides. You've obviously
Virat Kohli, Rajat Patidar, Yash Dayal.
Yeah, Bengaluru has those three players there. Haven't bought anyone to add.
They have
just
not
yet.
bought anybody. Yeah, I mean,
Waiting for Chahal. Clearly.
Maybe they are waiting
Waiting
for
to break the bank for
Chahal
Chahal.
or the local boys, KL Rahul, Devdutt
forgetting KL
Padikkal,
Rahul.
there is
KL
Prasidh Krishna. There's a lot of local
Next
flavor
lot would be
there.
KL
Next
and,
lot,
Chahal, but,
so I think RCB might be going there, but it was a punt that they wanted to take on Pant. If they were able to get him at 15 or 16, but that was never going to be the case.
Forgive Vineet for these punts, please. he's very upset with Lucknow and Hyderabad for going for another keeper bat and stacking up that middle order. Forgive him for that pun. But
retention list for SRH again, yeah. Pat Cummins, Abhishek Sharma, Nitish Reddy, Heinrich Klaassen, Travis said, you don't want to go for.
Guess who's coming in, guys? Delhi.
Delhi.
They've RTM'd Pant.
There's an RTM on
RTM on Pant, but we're waiting for the hike to see how much Lucknow is willing to hike the price.
Lucknow will have to hike at least 2 crores here.
Yeah, at least 2 or more, because they have that budget. They have that budget to spend. And
69,
yes,
2 crore.
2 crores. That's
2 crores. So that
2
is.
Did he say 2.75?
They'll take them up to 20.
27. A 5 crore. A 7.
5 crore.
5 crore hike.
No, it was a 7 crore hike.
7 crore hike.
7 crore hike.
Delhi's
27, and that makes him.
And Lucknow has Pant. Lucknow gets Pant for 27
Pant also becomes the
crores.
most expensive buy of the IPL so far. 27 crore. Lucknow Super Giants. Wow. From 69 you take out 27.
Yeah,
I mean, you look at the
not too
retention
bad,
list with
actually.
Mayank Yadav, Ravi Bishnoi, Mohsin Khan, Ayush Badoni. You have a Nicholas Puran, you have an Ayush Badoni, you have a Rishabh Pant. All your middle order batters, and I'm not even sure after this buy, Badoni makes it to the 11
So,
also.
No, so my question is, so are they looking at Pant as the captain? Is that why they haven't announced their captain just yet?
Could very well be a possibility.
Is that,
Everybody
I
loves
wanna-
an Indian captain.
Yeah,
so
everybody loves an
maybe.
Indian captain, and Lucknow had an Indian captain with KL
Yes.
Rahul in their last
The
season.
keeper
Toss
batter.
getting in because you're vigorously shaking your head, so getting you in there. Thoughts on how this one went? We got one thing right. He's going to be the most bought.
Yeah,
But Lucknow.
most expensive. Lucknow, 27 crore.
Thoughts,
Thoughts.
thoughts.
27 crores, huge. Huge. You know what? Why I'm shaking the head? Because I mean, I come from north central part of India, which is UP, right? So yeah, Lucknow, Allahabad. It's very close. So I'm happy that Rishabh Pant has gone. But you know, there is a factor. Rishabh Pant enjoys playing on wickets which is fast, where the ball comes onto the bat. I'll go a bit technical here. The wickets are going to be a bit slower on the slower side. So home games, I think there's going to be some disadvantage. But if you go outside, maybe a Bangalore or maybe somewhere where the wicket is good to bat on, or maybe a Mumbai, he's going to score runs. But I believe Rishabh Pant, I mean, you saw he's been more successful in Australian conditions. I mean, where the ball comes onto the bat, he enjoys toying around with the fast bowlers more than the spinners. I mean, the spinners, yeah, are most of the Indian batters struggle against the spinners, as we saw in the last Test series. But overall, Rishabh Pant is the person who enjoys. But then it's also an advantage that he's a wicket keeper, right? So an all-rounder, I mean, that aspect, definitely Lucknow needed a wicket-keeper batter, somebody, I mean, he's a good replacement for KL Rahul, somebody who's been in form, Rishabh Pant. So it's a good buy, I believe. Again, he's a brand, a big brand, a superstar, and minus 27, minus 69 crores. How much they have now? 42 crores in their purse.
43, yeah, 42.
It's a big
It's
buy,
not too bad.
but then Rishabh Pant, yeah.
42 crores, yeah. 42
Not too
crores.
bad. So clearly, here's what we know here's what we at least feel. Rishabh Pant is going to captain Lucknow.
Most likely, yes. He is going to be your captain, not Nicholas Puran. Interestingly, Nicholas Puran was one of the highest players who was on the retained list. He was the one who got the most after entry class in at 21, and now LSG is spending another record
Have they announced
number
something
on
yet, Lucknow? Have they announced something?
Rishabh Pant. I don't think they would have announced
Anything yet, right?
far as of yet, no. But yeah, quite interesting in terms of LSG going for Pant, Nicholas Puran. They'll have to look for two batters up there. But one team that I feel Rupa have probably missed out on this first lot is RCB. They went hard for couple of players, but they are still without a buy with a purse of 83. Punjab at least had some, with Arshdeep and one more buy. RCB, do you think they lost out on this first lot?
No, I don't think so, Vineet. I mean, interesting point there, a valid point, but I don't think so. I have a feeling clearly that they're waiting for someone like a Chahal or someone like KL
KL
Rahul.
Rahul, of course. The next lot, if it's still there's a small break, the next lot, the M2 would be Yuzvendra Chahal, Liam Livingston, David Miller, KL Rahul, Mohammad Shami, Mohammad Siraj. And out of those, I am looking at 4 names: Chahal, Livingston, Miller, Siraj. Of course, that speaks of RCB there and there itself.
Yeah,
So maybe.
I think they were just waiting it out, seeing who they could get. I think they really wanted to get someone like a Kagiso. They went in for Kagiso, and so I guess they were just sort of hoping to see if they could get someone in that particular bracket. They would have set aside a certain amount for that marquee one
Absolutely.
list.
Absolutely.
Maybe 10 crores was what their budget was, because they knew that Chahal would again open up a frenzy. So would KL Rahul.
KL
He
Rahul,
would probably
of course.
open up a frenzy.
I don't know. KL Rahul, do
Maybe
you
not.
really think it would open up a frenzy, or it will be just one or two teams that you're going for?
I
KL
mean,
Rahul?
again,
For me, you know what? KL Rahul could probably be the bargain buy of the auction. That's what my prediction is.
No, to think that we wanted, look, the logic of a lot of these teams or these franchises who come to an auction is, yes, of course, in the mega auction, you're looking at, for many teams who've not had a captain, a few teams, not many, few who've let go of their captain, who want to...
Five teams have let go of their captains, half of them.
Who want to sort of redo their core, rebuild their core. But you're also looking at KL maybe not as a captain, a second a batter in that middle
Virat
order.
Kohli as a captain. Virat Kohli as a captain again for RCB.
Why not? I mean, it looks like it is, right? It looks like Virat Kohli is going to lead the side again. Let's do it for a East Sala Cup now. Maybe this time we'll rewrite the history. Why not? Let's go.
Don't burden him with more of this. Why do you want to burden Virat Kohli with more of these things? Just hit a beautiful century at BGT. Let him come back. Let him enjoy his batting. Why do you want to put the captaincy burden on him again? He's been captain for a long time.
Look, speaking about emotional buys and emotional redressals, there's also word of R. Ashwin making it back to CSK, possibly this time, making it back to Chennai. Home ground, another few seasons, the last phase. Why not? I mean, it could happen.
Why not?
There are a lot of emotional buys. You've seen that happen in the past. They did that with Cheteshwar Pujara also. They did that with. So you never know that. We might have something like this in.
You could see a lot of those things. Ashwin, you do see a lot of value in what Ashwin brings in, and for somebody like Mohammad, for somebody like MS Dhoni to have that kind of experience there would be quite interesting.
Yes. And also, go on, Vineet.
No, I think the second bit. I think the second bit has still not started there.
I think the marquee list too is going to be very exciting. We've planned. Everyone watching us, we've really done our homework, Vineet and I. We've gone through a lot of sheets and sheets of amazing stats, numbers, and
a lot of sheets.
We're really excited to take you through the day. Marquee one has lived up to a few surprises and a few.
Not surprises. Look, if you look at that marquee one, the least expensive has been Kagiso Rabada, 10.75.
Which
at
is
one point in
we
time,
sort of said that. We sort of called that.
We called that, but then again, 15 crores, 26, 27, 18, 11, insane amount of money just for 5 players, and you have 5 more coming in. But tell me one thing, do you think this 27 and 26.75 is going to get breached among the players that you'd see? KL Rahul maybe?
No, but who's going to contest? Maybe Punjab will contest. The only team franchise that can contest to breach a 20 crore now can contest Bengaluru. Because Bengaluru is the only team that can actually pull off a 20 plus right now. But who will contest them? Someone has to contest them for that, and that's only Punjab. So it has to be a player that both of them really desperately want. Maybe Mohammad Shami, I don't know.
Ishan Kishan. Could be 25 plus.
Oh yeah, why not? Why not? Why not a wicketkeeper bat, right? And an Indian wicketkeeper bat at that.
Opening bat.
But we called a few things here. Those of you watching us, we did call a few things here. If you're not, we called Jos Buttler, we called Arshdeep. We did call a few of them.
Few of them as well.
So yeah,
let's bring in Taz here for this Ishan Kishan bit. Taz, there's a lot of news, lot of things about Ishan Kishan there.
And Mumbai not going
for him, whatever things that we have read about and reported about. Ishan Kishan definitely not going the Mumbai way, but where do you think he'll land up, and what's the price that you're looking at for somebody like an Ishan Kishan?
Ishan is a dynamic player, and I don't know why. They don't want wicketkeeper batsmen. They haven't gone for Rishabh Pant. Obviously, he's going to be expensive, and we know exactly how he went. 27 crores. Again, Ishan, Jos Buttler, we saw. People were expecting, fans were expecting, they would go for Jos Buttler. Again, if we are missing out on Ishan Kishan, then who's going to keep the wickets? KL Rahul? Is that the target? But then that's going to be fun, right? But not going for Ishan Kishan. A lot of youngsters, Mumbai youngsters connect with Ishan Kishan. Again, you saw a youngster who was here talking to me where he said, "Yaar, usko maaf kar do, Ishan Kishan hai, yaar, don't give hate and all." Mala hate ki baat nahi hai. Just asking you. So, Ishan Kishan, if Mumbai is not going for Ishan Kishan, but definitely he's worth 20 crores, yaar. I believe completely the kind of wicketkeeper he is. He's a youngster. great batter, somebody who swings the bat well, very well at a good speed, a good exciting T20 player. Apart from that, a pocket dynamite. I mean, we would call him. The way the Ishan Kishan and Rishabh Pant, you can compare them. These two guys are exciting players right now. One is coming from Roorkee, Delhi. The other from Ranchi, Jharkhand. He has his roots in Bihar. I don't know why. What's exciting? But a lot of people, a lot of Mumbai fans would be disappointed that if Mumbai isn't going for Ishan Kishan right now, because they were expecting, Ishan Kishan is going to be the player. He's going to open with Rohit Sharma, and the lefty-righty combination is going to rock again. But then we saw he was off color. Maybe that could be one of the reasons that Mumbai isn't going for Ishan Kishan. That is something we might have to think about. That could be one of the reasons. But right now, it's a bit surprising for me as well. I mean, I'm also a Ishan Kishan fan, along with Rishabh Pant. But Ishan Kishan has, I have a soft corner for him. So I would have loved him, but Mumbai isn't going. So they might use RTM. You never know. They might use RTM. He's been a Mumbai player, right?
It absolutely, Thos. I think I have to agree with you on one thing. Ishan, no matter what year he can possibly have, or whatever the chaos that's been going, that we're all aware of over the last 1 year, him in full flow. How can you even not enjoy, seeing an Ishan Kishan in full flow? But yes, right now the player who's come out is Mohammad Shami. Marquee 2 has started, and with the change in set, we have a change in person as well. Right here next to me, Vineet has skipped to grab a bit of lunch and sort of calm his nerves, because he was a little shocked with the kind of money that was getting spent in that first set. Kanav, go for it.
Hello everybody, my name is Kanav. I'm the sub-editor with CNN News 18, and what an auction. I mean, I'm not shocked that Vineet was shocked, because these are some big amount of money we have seen so far. We were expecting, it's a mega auction, so we were expecting there will be some big bucks, being paid to some big players. But Shreyas Iyer, I mean, I was shocked with Shreyas Iyer going for 26, because I know he's a skilled player, he's a great captain, you have a great batter in Shreyas Iyer, someone who plays spin really well, a great skill to have. But then again, 26 crore, and then Rishabh Pant was sort of expected that he will go for big money. I was shocked when Delhi used RTM for him, because I was shocked, why would you want to have a player you let go of?
No, it's also about the player. When it comes to all of these the mega auction particularly, from what because I've been with the IPL teams, I know how they think. A lot of it is also about what the player wants. If the player wants a little more from what they will get when they are retained, and they feel that they will get that amount outside when they're being bid for, I think that's another agreement that sort of, it's a mutual agreement that players and teams come to. It's also about, in some cases it is, change of platforms, like what happened with Shreyas. And we knew that he was not going to go to Kolkata. From what we heard, none of that we can possibly mention here, but he was not going to go back to Kolkata. But right now, not surprising, Mohammad Shami going for big bucks. Injury, no injury. We saw how he made a comeback there in the domestic circuit, on fire. Kolkata is definitely interested in that and so is Chennai. I saw Chennai coming in also.
That's interesting.
In between for Shami. Not surprising, because Shami has got a very close bond with MS. They both really, I mean, he looks up to MS. He adores MS, but come on, Gujarat is waiting for that right to match card, and they have right to matches available, not yet, but they're looking for that right to match card for sure. The bidding is still on.
And Shami playing for KKR, I mean, he plays for Bengal in the domestic cricket and domestic season, so him playing for KKR won't be a shocker for me personally. But then again, the man in demand. I mean, people want him to see in Australia right now, and these teams want him to play for their team. So the man in demand, focusing on domestic cricket as of now, but the bid here is already 10 crore for Mohammad Shami, and he deserves way more. Honestly, he deserves way more. He's a great bowler to have. I was shocked GT didn't retain him.
No, I mean that you feel like, okay, you want to RTM a few players and you let go of a few because you feel that might have a bigger sort of an essence. A Rashid Khan, you wouldn't want a Rashid Khan going back into the pool, and he's also a part of your leadership think tank. So the sort of I'm not surprised with him not being retained, because you have a right to match card. But I will not be surprised if Gujarat right to matches him, because Shami in Ahmedabad is a marriage made in heaven. I don't think those two, you take them apart and you put them together and you have just magic over there.
Absolutely, and I mean, as I said, that he is the man in demand, and it's also quite risky at times, putting a player into the auction and expecting that we'll use RTM. Delhi did that, but they failed because LSG came up with the 27 crore bid, and he sold. He sold to Hyderabad.
Wait, we'll see if there's so there's no right to match? Did
I don't think
Gujarat
they-
refuse to right to match Shami? I'm just trying to understand what.
I don't
how did
think
that-
Gujarat used RTM on Shami.
No, because they the bid happens and then they check with the other team if
If they want to use.
if they want to. They haven't.
They haven't.
So Shami is gone to Hyderabad.
Hyderabad with that batting lineup and then Mohammad Shami in the
I
bowling
think
lineup.
that's amazing.
I mean, they fell short in the last IPL. I believe that they are eyeing the trophy now. They want the trophy now. They are building a good bowling lineup because they already have a gun batting lineup.
They have gun batting
I don't believe they even need to look for more than 2 batters now. That too also a backup. of
But
sort.
I'm a little surprised that he hasn't been retained by Gujarat because I thought he was gold for them in their venue.
I mean, either they have some other plans or something because they must have thought of something. When you let go of someone like Mohammad Shami, it means you have a backup plan. You are thinking something. I hope whatever GT was planning, it comes off.
They've gone for David Miller, but again, they're bidding for him. They might not necessarily use the RTM. They might just bid for someone like a Miller. I think that's definitely what they are thinking of. So they've not used their RTM yet.
Yeah.
They've not used their RTM yet, and they didn't use it on Shami. I'm still I'm a little in shock over that. I haven't been able to move past
But
that.
you're not the only one. You're not the only one. I'm equally shocked. I was shocked when they didn't retain him, and now them not using an RTM for Shami. Well, I think hopefully there will be an explanation after the auction. They will come out with a statement. But I'm also
David
shocked
Miller-
with RCB. I mean, I thought they'll go all out for Rishabh Pant. Now that Punjab didn't. Punjab didn't go for Rishabh Pant. I thought RCB with the second biggest purse in the auction, I thought they'll go for him, but I'm shocked that they backed out very early.
Which is what I think Vinit and I kind of touched upon. We obviously felt that they were saving up for KL Rahul or Yuzvendra Chahal, players whom we think they would mostly target.
Yeah.
But yes, a lot of interest for David Miller. Again, unsurprisingly so. He's at 6.25 crores currently, and Delhi and Bengaluru sort of going at it with David Miller. Gujarat has that RTM card still. They can use that if they really have to, considering they did show some interest initially. But a player like David Miller, kind of quite an asset to any.
Absolutely.
T20
He's a
franchise.
gun player. He's what we call in today's generation a clutch player who can take the game away from you single-handedly, and he has that
And he
skill.
did that against
He has-
Chennai. I won't
Yeah,
forget that.
And he has done that a lot with Punjab also. When he used to play for Punjab, I still remember that innings of David Miller along with I think Mandeep Singh at the Mohali Stadium. I was there in the stands and I saw him doing what he did in that match, hitting long sixes and winning the game for Punjab. He's a great artist, but sometimes I just imagine what the players is going through while his auction is going on. He's sitting at his home, David Miller in South Africa, relaxing, and then also nervous.
Some players obviously watching it. Some prefer not to, and especially those who know a team is going to bid for them, because a lot of the franchises contact the players and let them know that they're going to be bidding for them. So when that happens, I think you probably don't really you don't want to sort of switch on the TVs or the digital screens in this case to see what's happening. But even as we speak, David Miller 7.5 crores. Gujarat in conversation there. Ashish Nehra, Vikram Solanki. Of course, I was there at that match. I was part of the Gujarat Titans team when David Miller played that unbelievable knock against Chennai, sealing that game when it was stacked against them high and dry. Rashid Khan coming in towards the end and also knocking off a few big hits to get them over the line. So he's quite
sold.
the player, and he is sold to
LSG.
to is it Lucknow?
Is it Lucknow? I
I need
saw.
to see who has come in there for David Miller.
I think
Things are going really fast.
I mean, there are too many teams. LSG. If I'm not wrong, it's LSG.
Lucknow seems to
Lucknow
have.
Super Giants. David Miller playing in the middle order of
Wow.
LSG. Yuzvendra Chahal is there, and we were discussing retentions when the retention list was announced, and this was the most shocking release for me. I still believe till date Royal Challengers Bangalore regret letting go of Yuzvendra Chahal. I never imagined Rajasthan to make the same mistake again.
Well, again, I do understand where this comes from, and it gets a little difficult when you're talking about a particular player like
Leading
Yuzvendra
wicket
Chahal.
taker in the history of Indian Premier League.
A player like Yuzvendra Chahal, again, there are a lot of factors why teams don't
Yeah.
end up retaining a particular player. It's not just about not wanting to. I think that's a very small percentage when it comes to a quality player.
Yeah.
I think a lot of things is about getting them back eventually.
Yeah.
Then there's also the notion of what the player wants and whether the player wants more. So there are a lot of factors why a franchise doesn't end up retaining a player. But yes, Yuzvendra Chahal, we are seeing. So I'm a little surprised about quite a few things that's happened in this Marquee 2 set. But but things are moving pretty fast.
Yeah.
So we're down to Yuzvendra, and we know that Toss is with us in Bombay, but Mumbai has been extremely quiet so far. Yes, they don't have the money to spend as well, but they've been very, very quiet. Very unlike a Mumbai franchise when it comes to bidding and sparking bidding wars. They're known for that. But Yuzvendra Chahal, we see Chennai and Gujarat vying for him. I'm just waiting for when Bengaluru will step in.
I hope that they go on to rectify their mistake. I was wondering the same thing if RCB will. I was wondering if RCB will rectify their mistake and get him back, but I don't see that happening. Gujarat Titans and Chennai Super Kings, fighting amongst themselves for Yuzvendra Chahal and Chahal going back to MS Dhoni. I mean, that's again a match made in heaven.
And as we see, Punjab is stepping in now as well to get into the mix. But I have to quickly, as we continue this bidding contest, let's go over to Purnima, who's in Chennai, because again, Chennai has been quiet. They've shown some interest in a few players, including here, Yuzvendra. We don't know how far they would go. But Purnima, how is it going there? Our fans sort of waiting to see when that first big buy is going to come up.
Fans are quite disappointed because every player who's up for grabs, CSK not going beyond 8 crores, and the budget so far that the CSK team has is 55 crores. So, every player up for grabs, CSK initially starts the bidding process, but beyond 8 crores, there's complete silence. Are you quite disappointed? What are your expectations now?
Actually, they started off with Arshdeep Singh. That was the first player, and I thought they would go further for that. But they're not bid further than that. They're capping it around 8 crores or something like that. I hope they're holding the purse for players like Sundar, Natarajan, Ashwin, probably even James Anderson, all those players coming up. And we have Rachin Ravindra and others also coming up. We have old CSK players that we let go of. I hope they're all back. Probably we're just waiting to see. Even for Shami, Chennai started the bidding and then we let go of Shami as well. So we are waiting for the auction to open up and then see what ends at who ends up at CSK. We are excited for that. Yes.
You're watching it live. Are you quite disappointed that we didn't buy any of the top players so far, CSK?
I think we are good. CSK has never been a team which splurges on players, goes for 15 crore, 20 crore bids. CSK has never been that. So I'm okay with current standings as of now because there are a lot of players to come. There are a lot of Chennai specific players who have been in CSK historically, Conway, Ravindra, all that. So we'll wait and see what happens. Probably another 3-4 hours and then we can take a look at that. But as of now, I'm okay with what CSK is doing. CSK is doing what CSK usually does. It starts off and then waits. Yeah.
So CSK fans waiting patiently to see how it progresses through the day.
One thing I love about Chennai Purnima are the fans. I think they're just so clued in and they're so in tune with cricket, with sport over there. I love it each time. And yes, Chennai is doing Chennai sort of things. They know they're conservative in their bidding. We've seen them up close and we've seen them from far. That's how they roll. They only will open the lockers and open the safety deposit boxes for one player. That's about it. At the most, it was Deepak Chahar for the last time. I think 15 crores and also for I think Daryl Mitchell. I think they went for 13. I think if I'm not mistaken. But Chennai doing Chennai things. But if we speak about Yuzvendra quickly right now, again Lucknow getting into this, and I'm wondering where they're heading with the rest of their purse. But Lucknow and Punjab getting into that battle with Yuzvendra.
Absolutely, I think I believe that he is a great asset to have in your team, and I'll be happy if someone like Punjab, because Punjab needs a good team. They've only retained 2 players and they need to build. They already have a captain now. They need to build a good bowling lineup as well. And Yuzvendra Chahal as your lead spinner, I don't think it gets better than this. And there's obviously LSG also, fighting for Yuzvendra Chahal. 14 crore. I believe he deserves way more than this, because as I said, leading wicket taker in the history of IPL. So we'll have to wait and see. But I love Punjab Kings and their social game as well. We jump in the UZ rays, as they say. And this gif of Yuzvendra Chahal is viral. I mean, for years we have been watching this particular gif going around on social media. And I think we are close to having a winner here between Punjab and LSG. We'll have to wait and see. 14 crore Yuzvendra Chahal as of now. There's a fight going on between quite a few teams. They want to have a lead spinner. They want to have the most leading wicket taker in the history of IPL in their team. So we'll have to wait and see where does Chahal go. And as we said, Shashank Singh, Simran Singh, 2 retentions for Punjab. I mean, they were smart with it. And I think it is the Ricky Ponting effect, because Punjab was, I believe, in the past few years, they were all over the place. Now Ricky Ponting bringing that stability to that camp, to that management.
And as we speak, Bengaluru, after a very, very long discussion, very long, serious discussion between Mo Babat and a lot of the others at the table, have gone in to bid, and Punjab's not given up. It's Punjab. Bengaluru has called it off. That's it. I think 14.25 is all they could go for, and the bid is with Punjab. The bid is with Punjab for 4. Wait, who's jumped in now? I think someone
Punjab.
else has jumped in, but it was 4.5. It's Hyderabad.
It's Hyderabad.
Again, Hyderabad coming in.
Hyderabad jumps out of nowhere. They just jump in out of nowhere.
I'm just wondering, with that purse, I'm guessing that purse is around 40 at this point, or maybe a little less than 40.
I think they had 45 crores at the start.
Oh, and they spent around 10 on Shami, so 30 or 30 is what their purse is at this point. I think
they have
made a lot of notes over here. Okay, gave up the notes midway. But if I could ask our team to sort of
they had 45 crore.
They had 45, and if I could ask my producer to just bring up what Shami was sold for, I'm just sort of wondering.
Shami was sold for 10 crores.
10 crores.
10 crores.
So they have 35 at this point.
And they are bidding
Thank
60.
you, producer. And director. Equal gratitude to both. But so Hyderabad with that 35 is still going in after Yuzi. So I'm guessing they have to. I think this is the only thing that they would sort of fight for if they really intend to pocket him, because then with that remaining purse, you only can hope for smart buys, which will come much later on in the auction. You can't think of really going in for any big buys. But they do have a major part of their 11 intact.
They already have the playing 11 that they have, along with Mohammad Shami now. And if they get Yuzvendra Chahal,
who's gone up to 17 crores.
Absolutely. I'm feeling bad for the other teams. Because if they get Chahal, this is going to be a very, very, very strong team.
This will be huge. This will be a huge buy for Hyderabad if they hold on.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering where their planning and their portioning of their money is going really. But and I'll get in toss in just a bit. But 17.5 is what's it gone up to.
There was a time when this was the highest amount. This was a big amount, but now players going for 17, 17.5. Every second player is going for around 17, 18, 20, 26 we have seen. And this is the beauty of mega auctions that we are watching here rather. And 17.75 crore for Yuzvendra Chahal. We'll have to wait and see. Is it with Punjab or with SRH right now?
No, I think Bengaluru went out. I think it's with Punjab.
It's with SRH. Punjab
it's with Hyderabad with 7.5 because Punjab went 7.5, 17.5.
Yeah.
Hyderabad came in there. The Hyderabad franchise jumped in with 17.75, and Punjab is heavily doing their calculations. Oh, we need this little later on. We need this play a little later on. And that tweet of Delhi Capitals is so apt. You see, chilling and watching the fun unfold. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted a bidding gone up to 18. Punjab's bid gone up to 18 with the bid now on Hyderabad's table to respond to.
That's exactly how I imagine players, watching the IPL auction when their bid goes above 15 crores.
not all players, guys.
Not all players.
Not all
When their
players.
bid goes above 15, 16 crores, they just relax and see the fight now. Where am I going to?
Okay, Hyderabad's pulled off.